play, how your day they go so far, how the weather be, the sun, how they shine for your end. Our matter they go so far. For our own side, everywhere goes everywhere. Thank God for the life we give us and for the life we say give you when today and life. Not only God might feel run for us, that's why we take love with grace and mercy for granted for inside this program. We must start to thank him because not only if you do what you only in faith do. Let the same message to sleep, but the only thing we go take, we're going to make you wake up. Not only God will decide when you sleep and wake up, and the matter with that. So we thank about God again and we just say thank you to really turn into this frequency, to stay with us to make sure yes, you get all the update, everything you need to get for inside this station. Yes, thank you and good afternoon. This special afternoon. Yesterday on Wednesday, we'll be busy with the talk kind of matter, we'll decide we will open callers so that you said will be part of the matter I just said. So we'll run out sharp today as time go allow us. Maybe I will quickly talk something we see I noticed today before we can talk some other things we need to really talk about for inside this program. And before I go talk that matter, because it go now don't get as it be. It go before now we know say now one side man in the park put, but the way to see now we not can understand whether not because of election they come I'm not going to even understand. Now both sides in the park put and they cause a strong hold up for that for a go the beg make ESMA and the what they would they pay me pass you say ESMA would the front there they control traffic and you see people park double park. Therefore caution these people now. The road for 10 when they come past double park. By the time people won't pass this, okay, they will use as shortcuts, take cut off onto the traffic light, hold up where go there. Person go hook for there. And where we see supposed to park, make them maintain that one lane parking, one side parking. I mean both side parking. If you park both side parking for that one road, motor when they come from both side now, motor can wait for the other one to pass first. It's not supposed to be like that. So I beg, with the beg say make ESMA when they do what they need to do so that will make the airports the freedom, they maintain the one side parking instead of both sides. I beg, with the ESMA we can put those things in order. I beg. Then something when I see for a go today, once we can let people know so that on ourselves go get all this make us still learn so that when situation like this happen, you know go come full victim. I'm not the alone. I deal with the man with Sabi. We said, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Kalimari. People of ours, I salute from this beautiful Wednesday afternoon. I really see they go very smoothly, and for our side, everything that goes everywhere. We thank God for everything, and I really see this the remaining days of the week. Now we think of everybody. So we could just do your best and do the rest for God. I'm going to the phone this afternoon.
The voice of I was actually. I see something for Ego, and they say yes. One mechanic they say they try to fix motor for you. Police come. What thing happen? They come say okay, you need to go station. Come the ask what thing happen? They come show me one car. See one car. We see one Benz. Person buy am. The person buy am because of the payment. Whether the person will the seller, whether I not get account to not really know what's in play, but they come back say, okay, they use this mechanic account to know the transaction. Him say no agree, no grab that beg. Come give the account, they come transfer, come withdraw, give, get her. Who buy motor, who can go? He come go see say the motor, they convert them. That is the left hand drive, the right hand drive, they come convert and do good one what they use for Nigeria left hand drive. I ain't been no fair no. So when you look and say no, I don't feel that into the convert and then not talk for change. Okay, bring money. Who sell and buy to the leg? They don't fight. You scatter some kind of things, fight again. See, fight this afternoon again before maybe I come on the police. Say, okay, see the person account we they use here. And so this guy not serious.
The matter I'm following matter.
See the person account we they use here.
Now, I'm the owner of the car. I can see a car for you go.
No, person in there.
From somebody.
But why buy Richards? Because it's maybe maybe somebody like Kotela say this is the converter
right hand drive left hand drive.
Now you can say no go but because everyone else our police have to the quick to anything.
This one, nah.
They cook today. Now they bring issue come to you. They put gun for your head before you buy
am. Okay. The board no say any sign not they say na right hand they convert to left hand.
Maybe no see.
Sounds supposed they. Okay. Besides, if you even buy motor sometimes, apart from say you want buy T-rubber. Sometimes if you want buy all those Benz junkers and all that, at least person they go with mechanics say, okay, let me check this car. Driver now, may I see when I.
No, that's when they use the account doing transaction and I got the problem put now.
That's why they put money for your account. But that one not supposed to even get. Now who buy motor get issue because
sometimes now security men they see they ask some question, they do some kind, everything will be arrest. So this man now.
Not blessed now.
You illegal deal be this now.
Never seen a story.
Stolen car. So you no go carry again. The car now got the left car now, the tire don't less. You know before you know four to come begin enter.
Well, better just use brain to because sometimes it gets some kind of business you basically to do. When you physically get your money back, sometimes you don't get your money back. Don't be lie. Some business we could dinner we say once you don't transfer.
That's why we see that no refund
after payment.
Can you know
yes now even if you want to refund, then you sign up now.
I don't buy don't say for Lagos. I go buy one on jeans and they call those draft jeans with the red eye here and buy. No lose light now. As much as this is not what I want. I call it time to see me.
See Mercury. You say, yeah, man. The master like I will clear.
I want them. Now I can't go to the boutique. Okay, how far long? Once again. The guy said, that thing go hard. Now show me. He said, not refund. Not refund. He said, the thing go happen. He said, man, go come. You know that game stock.
You go come change them. If you
then show me the receipt, no refund.
Yes, now. But the little thing, why you don't buy market like this?
No refund.
And you bring them back. If the person gets the same product again, it's okay. If you say okay, add small thing just one. This one way you return so. This one way I guess with dear person. Just add small thing. I give something I collect. There are ways to do. Say me, I can't just give you all the money. Come on, it's not easy like that. Now say I don't do transfer for person there. At the end of the day, you call it that. So if you don't say I give you because some people they set things because of say they want to use money to do something. But no understand. This guy will go by right hand when they convert to left hand. People they do have normally. People they do have. So okay, what if you come go now? Then you go abroad, come back, bring right hand for instance, and you come here saying that left hand.
Many of all these are dying now with the
conversion. They convert now.
They don't put them for your head. That is motor. Then why you come say?
So say be not they do it, cannot they buy again. Now police, I don't say police, but police want to get their own side, but they suppose also talk to them. When they say that they say to without more issue. And I think we just see that because maybe everything basically we just couple, but they say why you go convert to constant. They happen like that, yes. And the market, the transaction they do. But me police them, we still think that they can use it because sometimes because of the money they want to get for inside, they will use the proof fire for the matter. Everything concrete as it be. So now just now one year, now what have been fitted like that. So many things are easy.
Today no radio Nigerian day we be say they celebrate heroes them we be say they don't want things so and this period, especially for this period of this one to this COVID-19 period, we be celebrating. They encourage them to be celebrate the real life heroes talking about the frontline workers we be say and they do extraordinary things to help people we be say they live and they affected with coronavirus and others frontliners. We say maximum greetings to even the health workers, even the press people. So for us follow the frontliners. So this year real life heroes. True. Last year we still celebrate and women had they usually celebrate for last year when they say yes, 24 women maybe say they don't try, they don't want things. But this year now the country focus on the real life heroes. People maybe say yes, they don't try for so many things we say they do onto this COVID-19 and so many people they say on their own they give out things, they give us palliative, they help they give them maximum greetings, maximum booster for inside the golden chamber. I don't try now. True. You might be the real hero too. No matter without. So make you own part today now World Humanitarian Day. Make yourself try to see how you fit take show love to somebody, make you continue to be safe and protect lives despite the conflicts, the insecurity, lack of access and risk within link to this COVID-19. Make we continue to do those things we say we need to do. And make we know say coronavirus still dey, and make we avoid those things we dey say make we avoid, do those things we dey say make we do. Get social distance, use sanitizer, face mask, and always dey wash our hand as the matter be. And also make we still talk to our youth there. Election don't hear because they break permit is strong. Election don't hear grant, so make you allow any person, use you, so make you come go cause the one cause one matter from one place. No allow them at all at the end of the day. And what you self go, you get 1,000, 2,000, 4,000, 5,000, 10,000 in one what you do to injure yourself, die, or kill somebody, or injure somebody for, or still buy no boss for because of anything you don't want time at all. Also, you know, say some time ago we talk about matter where they say about 2 times or so we don't talk about this matter, and updates don't come for inside the matter again when it concern the job where they say they will create, we go start from October to December. In October now, don't wish as we talk to you, so talking about the job where they say they will get for each local government, since we get 774 local government for Nigeria, each local government will bring 1,000 persons, and they say now that 1,000 people to do work for 3 months, and each month they'll get 20,000 naira, and then all those public work, cleaning of markets, gutter, many places, all those work.
In the help now, that's something with the help. Even if now places and all that, people do them. And if just like, for instance, at this point, they sweep now, when they get money. But the very good news, see what they happen. For those of people on the for city markets, labor markets, they look control others for survival and others. So this person they will not be rich or not big, which as the case may be, but I think average is not for chin. I thought I told them bad. So I think that's something very, very good. But for those where they will know, because many will tell you, no, I don't think do all those job, I want to be a white collar, I want to get better salary. At the end of the day, if you look the press with brain, now empty brain. So for those people say they usually don't count their teeth, fine, I think it's something we do because you have to start from somewhere. And the truth be that.
No, the matter again now be saying it was like sometimes I don't know how we, our leaders, how they think they run things and how they understand. Now the matter where they go now be saying the minority leader of the House of Representatives in the Melu, in now the court sheet, see, because now the way they don't show how they will take get the 1,000 people. Now slot the D, slot supposed to D. Now in the court sheet now say they give them 30 slot out of 1,000 per local government. So each member of the House of Representatives, you speak English, say it's grossly unfair and acceptable by Nigerians. And the lawmakers we be sure that they be the true representative of the people. It's not they be the true representative of the people and they represent us. Say so 30%, 30 slots when they give them too small. Saying this thing that they won't call them when they don't go one side. The thing that they cause fight between okay, like say this party when they don't go on a party side and when they don't go on a party all this kind of matter, thus they come out again from inside. But according to when they come from the National Assembly, for even the Minister of Labour and Employment, he will see clash for inside the matter again. Now that they say the political office holder, they allocate. Now they can read the way they allocate each slot to them according to what they let us know now. See the chairman of the Extended Special Public Work Selection Committee in the talk say now the directive they give them, they say every governor could get 40 slots for the job for each local government.
Governor will get 40 slots
for each local government. Then 7 senators will get 30 slots each
for each local government. Meanwhile, each local government, I mean, they want to take 1,000.
1,000. The members of House of Representatives will get 25 slots. The minister will get 30 slots for every local government to be the state of origin. At the end of the day, now the question is okay, I go be 30 slots out of 1,000. What you come put to the 970 people? Now they're supposed to get slots. And the question they're supposed to get slots. Now I don't want to know people really need the thing. You know, end up saying okay,
I don't know people just be like
this could happen and say this thing is never come out. This could not be all those things. For admission, people go for admission, they will say, we supplementary list, BC list will come out up day. That this is the list. So we say yes, he go put people, all those people must get admission. Now, how we take sure now say this slot, then the people really need the work. Now, if you give better 1,000 people, they say yes, they be hungry, especially this period. They need the work. It not going make more sense than because they give people slot. Why we be like this for Nigeria?
People where they want give slots, the ministers, the senators who they want give slots. If those who are open industries, employ people, remove people from streets, na bad thing. But they will carry their money come up from that, and they will go open the business for other country. They will go empower other people economy. They will constantly call you. Which one is the common man? They give the slot. They give their own people. Come on, see. Me, I don't know where we go for a side. You understand? Because by the time you don't give slots, all those people, what you call them for the local government? Now let people like this are local governments. Upon all the money they get for office, senators, ministers, and all that. How many businesses they get where we say our people here where they find work, they
cost you, they cost you saying this lot small. So may I give you a slot. Now how many now not to say the truth.
What will be their contribution? What will be senators? What will be
ministers? How many House of Rep, senator, all of them, big boy, when they say they don't come, so one they don't come from Abuja, say, make the talk say the 30 slot too small. I know
I mean, see, before they even become ministers or become senators, some self never even do anything for where they did. For the community where they did, they never even do before they up from their own post. It's okay. May I give something to my side to my community? Let me say because you usually find public office. People don't do am. The people they say anonymous. I don't make you mention my name, but do this thing for community. People will not know the best way they pray for.
We need to decide this matter now. Say, I don't do with minister. Make the Kukuma stop him.
It don't think the ministers are senators family. People that's why I give local government 1,000 slots. They not make the money now. You can 30. Maybe they just give them no state, they not become because at the end of the day, they also not they empower 1,000 people. What else?
We not see them.
The slots on their part, we don't see them.
And the money about 52 billion.
Still this thing now. NDC, at the end of the day, person will get effect. Now, 30 issue now can be now so you can't reach. After people don't data community services, they don't see road pass. They don't see things what they do for communities. They for the data states. They don't do. I don't know if they not affect. All the come now come the year. All the man come. That's what they know and a slot again. I mean, later on as just say okay, you don't do off the man. Okay, drop the cut it down. Come the year. And then I still want to the
night.
I don't know this really represent people. Actually represent people. I don't bring 1,000 job for one local government. Then you wait. Everybody local governments. Everybody local governments. To go.
Now, that is they bring different body. So, okay, different body. Now, I don't do MC for some kind of big company. Maybe they get new product or they want to do the head of the I don't do MC for them. Maybe say, nobody they contact me direct. They get agency. So what even when they have employee for the company, the agency they say they hand over many company how that what they play. Not the company they get agents where they handle everything. So now when they have that kind of matter like that, okay, neutral body say yes, okay, this neutral body. No, I go no, to get the 1,000 people from local government. May they come out from government, everybody okay, bring the money come every month or you take a 20K for the 1,000 people every month till the 3 months. It's not bad thing.
Now this country now when they see ghost workers, person know they go up, they get salary. You know many things that see me, I don't know how long all this one want play old. Let's just say we pray for better Nigeria. I don't know if we continue like this, it will be like say we just like I don't understand. We just take people, collect what it belongs to them by force because of say we did position. And the truth be that if ministers and senators and House of Reps, how many of the quarter home meetings okay? Or yeah, make a committee. Anything we be saying I want ask, I can ask questions. See what I promise you and say I will do. If I ask questions, not there. See that open road when they talk to the stick now. That person represent that area.
Now, Abuja to be, you know, say before. But take 4 years before you finish. Before you finish Abuja reach Benin. So after 4 years. You feel come okay, because you talk, my people are more shop plantain. More enter the same motor, election don't come again. Now 4 years now the journey too far. Good like Israel journey too far. So now 4 years in the take.
Some of them, for example, they are in National Assembly. They know they move motion. They know they second. They know they get the one way they do.
They know they pay. They know they front.
That they just want to do. They just get money. At the end of the day, we belong to the common man. You want to take her. Job of 20,000 for one person. Now you want to take away slot.
Put certain slot. Too small.
Okay, now who you want to give you slot? You're supposed to give you slot. You know, there was going to finance to get open up businesses or still try to take people for labor market. You want to take the one with the one.
Because this month, as far as I'm concerned, don't finish now. September now, 30 days. Which time I want to get the 1,000 people? Which before I know that, so do say, okay, they don't have 1,000 people. Wow, I don't finish. People will be saying, no, we will get. No, they never do. You can't say local government never do Nigeria against it. Because they never talk. But so, okay, local government chairman slots, they will do. They not talk. They never talk. The local government, they know people when they never talk. They just know from the know. At the end of the night, you go up on the water. You will see the true pure water from inside the river. Maybe this one.
I still go be now.
They put money, join money.
Now today, now we draw with our food, now we they pour water. Now we they pour water now. Okay, you need to talk of 20,000. Imagine work of 20,000 naira. Now we say work of 20,000 naira. Just imagine, it's okay. They see me 1,000 people come from local government. You know how many people will line up for that job. Now you can't pack all those slots, give them. They said the local government now take 30 people.
No, but 30 come out, 40 come out, 35 come out. Okay. How many remain? 40 go first come out.
If they don't want to do, may they not do. If they just want to do, may they give out to the common man. We go 50 take out till they see front.
Or they go come out
or give out to agency. You go get transferred. At least we'll see what they do. Not me we all those say give slot.
We get civil society. We get organization ABC yes. All those NGO ABC yes. They go feel on this matter. During this time of this because one of the couple in question saying many things not can go happen the way it happen for palliative too. When we see they share, they not see. One of them say talk and also see happen, say they not see. No, at the end of the day, also they share this job, people know.
You know how many palliative
when people see
the transparency, you just do everything. How many? Some not how many we say some top people for society when they divert. Palliative when they want give common people. You when we say the senior man supposed even add journal in the diverter. We know how many we hear many things when we say they put them for their storehouses, they diverter. See all those grids, you don't get where the carriers they go. And the truth be that you don't get where the carrier everybody go. That means everybody talk and say make all the youth, make them wake up, make everybody grab their destiny, make everybody look safe from Europe. Find what you will do, make it become because if you know they rely on them, say if they enter power or go find work for their hand, but nobody go do shakara for you. I tell you, if you be person maybe say you be weather for instance, you be weather and say okay maybe for instance now we can't get stable light. Tell me you want to make money for your workshop. Now you want to carry for the person they say you want to do 20,000 naira work. Maybe say a person bring contract for you and say okay do gate for my house, do stairways, do many things for my building. You give her estimate. Then now you go carry boys journal to do the work. Fantastic work, give her, deliver her, then carry the money at her. Then you are going to do work of 20,000. And the way they see youth for this country, that means they throw those things like say, and if they won't bring a call, the big mayor go see me they see take her from their mouth because no level. Brother, this one a challenge to youth. This one a challenge to youth. Everybody wake up. Wake up, take the book by the horn. Go also, you know, do your own thing by yourself. So that may not be like say if government not give you this one, you don't go leave, or if they give you small thing like this, you be like saying that you go don't depend on how much be 20,000. Let's just start from there. How much be 20,000 for 31 days? How much or 30 days as case maybe, or maybe remove Sundays? How much be 20,000? Enter market now, maybe you buy one or two things for 20,000. You will think say you lost money. Maybe say at the end of the day, senators so they give proper new cars. Maybe what how much if they bid, they want to take slot. They don't see us finish. They see us finish for this country. I'm not like you see finish with the. But don't make everybody go take them as challenge. Everybody go also find your destiny. Just also something positive also. Positive, legit also. When you be there on your own, what you call concern, you concern to.
If the see finish, we don't quite tell us we call the line for girl 20,000 job.
Because okay.
Now do 20,000.
See finish out tomorrow. Let me calculate our second now. 5,000. Base for check. 5,000 will not reach actually take buy recharge card. Take the make call. Take the sub. Big man pick if they load the recharge card for your present. You will tire. Then you person papa with grey hair, some grey hair, 40, 45. You see they go to queue, they base for chair for 5,000. Most of our youth, they never know where they go. Where they go, the journey very long until they don't go look their say, go think say, what will they do so? What will they do so? You when they base for chair, if you contest for the position, we change the things for your committee.
Now what they forbid?
They forbid. You want go they base for chair, you get wife and children for us for 5K. Bro, now I would do
the color may not be like somebody with the talk. Many people follow decide this matter how they want to be what it was subjection, how we want to decide and pass. What the best way maybe if you come out from inside this matter what all can come. But remember as today, shoot my put one sharp 1 minute, make up for take many calls and make you know say they attack anybody, no insult anybody. Not make sure we just talk about love and this not the time to come to talk politics. Until say okay now this party now that party no. We could just shoot out as the matter be 07062639275 09039394427 08121789154. Send message to the text to the line for 08074009076. Network not do like this to do people need to talk about this. Yeah,
good afternoon, my brother. Tell us the name of your location, Sapali. You just called the the guy tired. 2,000 Hello.
Good afternoon. You know where they call us from?
Okay, go ahead.
Come on, talk to us.
Wisdom. What you see the number of people where they look for that money is too much. And they pay the 20,000 every month. Let's see people see the guy they come to try and say that they can be economist or whatever, say what to save for that money. And then at the end of the month, you take 10,000 naira. I still have 30,000 naira. Which one you want to do? Which time you want to do?
You go still make it, but if they don't have way, I know. Go ahead.
Reduce the number of people.
Like how much? And at the end of the day, now 770,000 people can get 774 local government will get for Nigeria. Point with that. I think a point you raised.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Those are very nice points. So at the end of the 3 months, you get like 750. So that give or take, now away 500, more for free for you. If you wise save 700 free for you, or 600 plus like that. If you free for it, you start better business. Now, good idea. Or maybe the FC bring the money down small to like 150, 100, so that go FC take. People, I believe that has still good idea to go to this call. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Dr. Lewis.
You know where the call is from?
I'm Fred. I come from Akbaba.
It's a Fred, talk to us.
My brother, I greet you. You're welcome.
Those politicians, when they dig their friend every day, to just the way in first quarter was supposed to be. You get some people get like at the end of the day, this thing will get hit. That's some kind of thing. Not just people that these set people don't give them you need to set them, let them start their own business. What are you talking about that? This country, everything is man. They don't know if I don't
transparent way they want to do everything at 20,000. Say they want to do it. Yeah. Of the day, you go still call the city, they say probe day, and you do the one in the morning, probe. And so when you probe, no year matter again. Those
more city could have people. Empire now, we know many people see the complaints and never still pay them. And now they want to employ more people. And you know how many millions of people will apply. I think how many thousands say they want to take so that 400 I'll try to check when again that over millions of people don't apply. But then how many they won't take? Hello?
Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon, Barcelona.
Yes, and I mean, I got this on Barcelona.
Barcelona, good afternoon.
You said? Yes,
yes, now. There's no trouble now.
Can you cook stew? Let me say my money there with you.
Sometimes I would give them all these opportunities to do they do what they like. Not be lie. Now we the youth they give the so-called leaders.
Good afternoon. You know why they call us from? Okay, John, talk to us.
Okay, this how you do it. I will they tell us okay, for 3 years or 4 years.
3 months.
How many months?
3 months. October to December. Maybe men have
you go hear what? If I say that
the slot matter. What you supposed to do for that slot matter?
Slot to people. We supposed to even build industries and employ people. Why you going to give them slot? What do you consider as
Hello, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Your name and where they call us from?
Lady B from Ghana.
Lady B, how you doing now?
I'm fine, thank you.
Okay, talk to us.
For me, for that slot, that one, now I have the take up on Ghana. So maybe for the good of the masses. That aside, for me, if the really man help yet, that number I took at age of in the first place. When they cut her down, if 200 people from the whole 724 local government, they will just focus. When they transparent, they can give them something tangible. They set them up in a training on how to take the
Thank you very much. True. That's people know they talk now say we they cut down the number. I believe say for still work, we cut down the number, empower somebody there. We went to agreements okay as you they open, you they replace also number of people. At least government don't do direct and indirect like that. If it makes sense.
Hello? Yeah, my brother, good afternoon.
Afternoon,
Mr. Peter calling from Obo.
Okay, Mr. Peter, talk to us. Thank you very much. Hello.
Hello, Oga Kalimari.
Danjuma, you not quick on class today.
Good afternoon, Danjuma.
It's all right.
Cricket.
Thank you very much, Danjuma. Try to make you reach us back 07062 639275 09039394427. Hello.
Hello.
Can you hear me? Talk to us. This matter, true. And the situation be at least if every quarter, every month, say almost every quarter, see they will come so okay, tell me 20 bonani. No, now only 4 years. After 4 years, they will come so okay because at that time the journey, at that time tell you because 4 years journey, now you take on because the road too far. Now you come at the end of the day, you come go do one ball.
Well, be like this.
Some cost pass the ball. So then you do, then you come put on, then put everything. Then at the end of the day, the ball will only work for 2 days. No generator to pump and nothing. The ball pack, it don't go. I beg you. Hello.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I don't know where they come from. Reduce the volume of your radio.
This is Mary Joe.
Okay, madam, talk to us.
See, one thing we say, if the youth say we could use one voice, positively, or not be saying we could say what we want, I think it will make sense. But the other thing we say, government will listen to the voice of the youth. That be the matter.
What news come from government? Hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
My name is Jeffrey.
Jeffrey. Okay, talk to us. Okay, for Sapling Road. Okay. What happened?
The train affect break.
Wow. Where we immigration so
All right.
Who will reach them? Thank you very much. Brother.
Okay, enough for
Make we go this market so we can continue the program after that.
I'm tired of the poor power situation. Every time I stock the fridge, I come back to spoiled food.
My dear, I am tired too.
I think it's about time to go solar.
Go solar?
With Vertical Solar, you can go solar for as low as 36,000 naira monthly by paying installments of up to 12 months.
Really?
Vertical Solar range of products can power household devices such as televisions, fridges, air conditioners, microwave, water pumps, electric iron, washing machine, and lots more. With extensive pay installments plans up to 12 months with 10 years warranty.
Wow, what are the benefits of solar energy?
We're talking uninterrupted power supply, no monthly electricity bill, zero noise and smoke emission, and reduced generator maintenance cost.
Where is Vertical Solar located?
Number 28, Country Home Hotel Road, Ajib Junction, Sapler Road, Benin City. You can call them on 0816 170 1105 or 0703 623 4843. You can also send them an email on
topic you bring excitement now for the last lap of the program nowadays. So very soon we'll come from the Golden Chamber for the sport crew so that we will tell you what is happening for the world of sport. This is not radio to me Wednesday edition of the community service make we decide. I don't put my time for how we follow the decide. My name is Kilomerit and I get a news I make up for inside the Golden Chamber. That time don't show yourself. We'll shoot me up. So let's just don't shoot me for until they decide. We'll talk about the issue in this concerning before now, don't forget with the Matadi grant and it will start from October, November, and December. 3 months they will pay people 20,000 each, and 1,000 people from each local government for the 774 local government get from Nigeria. And then now, the Matadi make us come to talk to them about ABC consign when people, when they say the lawmakers, they talk, say the 30 slot, when they give them too much, too small, say for pass like that, because the way the teacher will say, each governor for each state will get 40 slots, then the 30 slots will go for House of Rep and 25 for, 30 for senators, the House of Rep will get 25 slots for each. And at the end of the day, then police say this thing took control small, and the budget really for this thing about 52 billion naira. And they want to achieve this thing at the end of the day. So we're supposed to fight for slots. And again, that money, so many persons don't come say they need to.
It's too large.
Too small for it. No, just the number.
Yes.
President Fushmi, I think I did buy that idea too. 07062639275, 09039394427, 08121789154. Same message comes 08074009076. I will follow you read your message for inside the Golden Chamber.
Hello.
Hello.
In fact, with the cut cap for you. In fact, yeah.
So I like the idea. Yeah, because if you don't have the money big, so that's not what money they have sometimes. What is our culture get us to take this? But I also use it to this big huge.
Okay, we'll try to make a call back, Latifa. Let's say your network or your card finish. But my card, let us know what we will try to do. We'll pay
some logistics.
I like this on a program. I never miss one day except say una no do am. Would they always do am? I great una enough the fit call. I thank una. You know some from me, right? Make yourself try make a call.
So they call this show.
This Nigeria, our leader, we don't understand. Empower has refused to pay beneficiary 2 months salary now. They said federal government doesn't have enough to continue the program. I beg God will help us. Where is going from upper? That's all right. All I do is hello.
Good afternoon, the senior special advisor to the governor of marriage and private enjoyment.
We greet you.
Yes, I talk to Shapali.
I don't
Thank you very much. Hello.
Hello.
Good afternoon. You are the last caller. Your name and where you call us from? Okay, reduce the volume of your radio. Sharply. Thank you very much. You don't make your point and say fall in line with some persons don't talk. Before now, we will draw the curtain to come on our tomorrow when we will talk about community matters. So all those matters will happen for your community, different community where you day, road, everything. Make you let us know tomorrow.
Before we go, I could give this birthday shout out to this special person and my mother, my sister, and everything. And as today, our birthday, Mrs. Blessing Ramot Sado, the wife of Mr. Thomas Sado, former governorship candidate for this Edo State. Yes, we'll be saying day with ITV television and radio. So the wife today, my birthday, I say make you celebrate, make you do shakara, and make you enjoy your day. More money, more life, everything good. Now say,
let's make we come over the golden shower. My name is Kelly, and I thank you. Also, you will call, you will send me, you will listen to us. We really appreciate you. I'm not touch the dial.
Them talk say, maybe by the way, body they scratch person, 9% scratch sense. Them talk say to peace no hard, but foul no feet, word. From north to south, east comes west. For this state, our eyes don't open this ground past here. When they observe the matter all around, see good governance, not be by grand beast, not be by chop finish big teeth, not be by preach finish for pulpit, come the wrong hypocrisy for streets. But for inside belay the first spark, because reason matter well. The true intention of every good leader now to make the common man feel like stars. And for those states, we don't understand this one as facts. Say, but we know Baseki, we need good governance for starts. Vote Governor Baseki, vote PDP.
Them go trust you. happen, and now it is official. Barcelona have announced Ronald Koeman as the new coach of the Blaugrana. He takes over from Kike Setien, who was sacked after they were humiliated 8-2 by Bayern Munich in the UEFA Champions League quarter final. Chris Froome, he may have won the Tour de France 4 times, but he will not be taking part in the next Tour de France because he has been left out of Team Ineos's Tour de France team. And then we've got some stories from Formula 1. All 10 teams have now signed up for the new Concord Agreement, which will govern Formula 1 from 2021 to 2025. Initially, we had some problems. Mercedes not wanting to be involved because they felt that the agreement did not favor them. But now we can tell you that Mercedes have signed and all other teams have signed. So everything is cool in Formula 1. And for the Super Eagles, we hear that they will be playing their 2021, which will actually be played in 2022, the Africa Cup of Nations. 2 games against Sierra Leone. It will now be in November this year. Right. Welcome to the evening edition of Sports Fiesta. It is live on 2.7 KFM at Benin City. I am Saliu Ibrahim. They call me the Sports Ibrahim. Egosa Bekan, the Sports Maestro, is also here. Egosa, let's begin in Spain. It is now confirmed. Ronald Koeman, he takes over from Kike Setien as the manager of Barcelona. He is 57 years old. He has now left his role as Netherlands manager with 2 years left on his contract, and he has signed a 2-year deal with the Spanish Giants.
Well, congratulations to the Dutchman for getting that job. I think he has been offered this job before, and it seems that he was running away from it from what I was saying. But right now, I think he's the right person to do this. Right now that Barca are having crisis. Yes, new manager, new sporting director, and I hope that new players will also come in and some players will be transferred in order for them to balance the club and see how they can come back to their normal way of playing. And so for me, I think this is a big job for Ronald Koeman, even if it's for a year. I think this is the biggest club to me he has managed, looking at Everton, Southampton, then maybe other clubs before taking up the national team job of the Netherlands. This is the biggest. So for me to be associated with Barcelona as a manager, I think it's huge, even if it's for 5 months. So, and I know he's going to make good use of it. He's going to also try to build something that even when player like former player like Xavi, comes around to take the job, he will build on that as well. He will continue from where Ronald Koeman stopped, and even if it's somebody else that is coming. So he is part of Barcelona. He understands the club, the philosophy, the structure, and the direction they want to go. So I'm sure that in the next 2, 3, 4, 5 months, we'll begin to see what Ronald Koeman is made of when it comes to managing Barcelona. So this is huge, and the club, they believe in him, and he also has done it before as a player, but we hope that he also go on to do it again, and as a coach, because not all fantastic players become fantastic coaches. It all depends on how you turn things around as a manager. So for me, he's got a fantastic job. All that remains right now is to see the kind of players or the number of players that he'll be working with, or those that will be coming and those that will be leaving. I know for certain that maybe 4, 5, 6 players will be on their way out of that club right now. But so far, I think we have to start from the technical bench. Now that this is settled, then I think they are going to face the playing personnel.
So for Ronald Koeman, last job, of course, the manager of the Netherlands national team, he led them to the final of the Euro Nations League, and then he helped them to qualify for Euro 2020, and now he has left. I'm surprised, leaving the national team to coach a club, but that is
this is day-to-day running.
Yeah, I get it. And some of them feel maybe they are too young at 57. Maybe it's too young to be coaching a national team where you have to wait for many weeks, sometimes months before you are in action, and perhaps he feels the hustle and bustle of daily football action is what he wants. So he will be taking charge now of Barcelona, and he of course played for Barcelona for many years and famously scored the goal that gave them victory in the 1992 UEFA Champions League final against Sampdoria. He scored the only goal of that encounter, and now he takes over. As we mentioned several times, there were other options, especially Mauricio Pochettino, but they decided to give it to Ronald Koeman, because he's somebody who knows the club and somebody that the fans will welcome. And Josep Maria Bartomeu believed that if they give the job to someone who's associated with Espanyol, and the fans will not be happy, and that's why they agreed that they should give it to Ronald Koeman. So 2-year deal. We hope he performs better than what Kike Santiago was able to achieve. And Kike, you've got to feel really sorry for him. He had just a couple of months in charge. Things just were not working well, and he eventually became the sacrificial lamb.
Yeah, one would think that Kike lost the dressing room, and that's also affected his performances on the pitch, because as a manager, you need to have control of the dressing room, and when things are not going well, you have every right to try and put things in order. The way Barcelona were playing when the season restarted, I was like, something is wrong somewhere. And as a manager, if you have maybe players who are not in good terms and it's rubbing on the entire team, you can, act like a father and also see how you can put things right. Yes, Jose Mourinho did good stuff, at Porto, even at Madrid, and before coming to Chelsea to change things around after 50 years of farming before they won their first Premier League. Yes, he controls the dressing room, and he does not care whose horse is God, no matter your pedigree as a player, no matter your status. He is the boss, he calls the shot, and he knows how to bring out the best in players. But for Kike Setien, whereas I saw it as a stopgap coach, but I was thinking he could do better to remain the head coach, but it just proved that it was a stopgap, so that was the best he could get at Barcelona. But when you are in a club like Barcelona, it's so big and they have a huge history. You have to bring out the best. You have to try and control that dressing room. I know with a player like Lionel Messi, sometimes it could be difficult for you to, but it depends on how you have the relationship between the captain and the manager. It will go, and it will also rub off on the other players. Yes, and it all depends, because Lionel Messi wasn't happy. This is somebody who hardly talked, but at some point he started talking and he started criticizing some players, but some were asking him to mention names and all that. So when you have a manager who have the dressing room under his control, I don't think things would have gotten out of hand. Manchester United legendary manager, talking about Alex Ferguson, when he was at Old Trafford, he took charge of a team that has many big players from different countries and the same dressing room. So that was how he was able to succeed. Then something like same thing for Jose Mourinho. At some point, Jose Mourinho was controlling about 4 to 5 captains of different national teams. 4 to 5 captains of different national teams. Ballack was there. He was the captain of the German team. Didier Drogba, the captain of the Ivorian national team. You also have John Terry. So big name players. Were under him. They played under him, and he also did well with them. So when he failed to take charge of that dressing room, and I just knew that it's going to be an embarrassing one for him. And the way he led, look at the Bayern Munich becoming the first team to score 8 goals in the knockout stage of the Champions League. Against which club? Not just any half club, but 5-time champions as well, Barcelona. Come on, that was a big slap on the face of Barcelona board and all that. So now I wasn't surprised when he was shown the exit, as well as Eric Candida. We knew before now that some things have been happening around the club. So Abida and Setien paying the price. Now you have somebody who's new, Planes, who has now taken over as the sporting director, and now you have Ronald Koeman. So if these two guys can put their heads together and see how they can rebuild Barca, come on, you see Barca will become a pride. They'll go back to that winning ways. When Luis Enrique was there, young manager, he was even able to handle that dressing room just like Pep did. But I don't know why KK Setien, lost it. Although sometimes when you have the manager coming to the club, you have some players say maybe we like to work with.
I think the circumstances were different. You had different players there at that time, and when you have a situation where a team is very good and they are winning matches, you are not likely to have problems with between the players and the manager. But when they are struggling to win all the time, then some of these other issues will come in. But we hope that Ronald Koeman will be successful as the manager at Barcelona, one of the most difficult jobs that you can have. But of course, when you're successful, things will just flow and everything will be okay. All right, we gave you the transfer gossip in the morning. Let's just look at some of the rumors happening now. Any update? No, I think it's just one. Manchester United, they are exploring the possibility of signing the 23-year-old Bournemouth midfielder David Brooks after they were frustrated in their pursuit of Jadon Sancho. So maybe they are looking at him as a replacement. We've also heard that Manchester United have been told it is $120 million or nothing. So they have to, if they want Jadon Sancho, they should pay the $120,000, $120 million pounds right away, or they should forget about getting Sancho. And we know that the deadline that they gave them had already passed, but as we've said several times, if they bring the money cash, the Borussia Dortmund will sell the player to them.
Yeah, well, I know what they will say, but this is a player that left Manchester City to join Borussia Dortmund. What was the price that he left? I don't know why some teams don't like taking advantage of some players when they are going up. You need to see the future of a young player before other clubs will bring out his best. And now, costing out 120 for Jadon Sancho, come on, if I'm a sporting director, I won't do that. I will not bring out the checkbook to spend that kind of money. Yes, Jadon Sancho is good. Yes, he has a brand prospects. Yes, so many attributes and all that. But is it worth that money? If you can give maybe 60, 50, 60 or 65, 70, fine, but not 120 for Jadon Sancho. So Manchester United, they should look elsewhere. That was the reason. That's the reason why I like someone like Arsene Wenger. Though he knows how to spot talent, but he ends up not buying them. Another clubs will hijack them because of the financial clout and all that. But as a club, Manchester United should have a scouting department that will be bringing out players. Look at Mason Greenwood, for instance. But then look at the way Mason Greenwood is, improving, developing, as well as Marcus Rashford. So at some point, Rashford was given peanuts before he started signing big deals because he was improving and also helping the club. So I think they should try and do more job to see how they can get players that are not too expensive. Then you build them and make them expensive players. Look at what Lille as a club they are doing right now. They sold Eden Hazard, sold Osimhen, sold Nicolas Pepe. Look at the money that they got from these players. With other players that they sold that we not mention. So that is how it works. But coughing out that kind of money, maybe at the end of the day start struggling, then you start asking questions. Who got involved in this deal? Who are the scouts? How did you come about? How did you bring this guy in? Like Pepe's case at the moment. So I don't understand. They just have to look elsewhere and see, because right now Dortmund are feeling if you don't have that money, don't call us anymore. So they should allow Dortmund to go with him. Maybe when he's out of contract, then they can start talking to him.
We will go on our Facebook on the show. Please stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Today to win up for the 9 Mobile Mega Millions promo. 90 people to hammer 1 million naira every day for 90 days. 4 people to win smartphones every hour, every day. The one way sweet pass here, now the 10 million naira grand prize. If you know be 9 Mobile customer, move, come our site or buy a new line. In addition to the plenty millions and smartphone, we go summer you with free 1 gigabyte plus 500 naira airtime instanta plus up to 100% data bonus for 1 full year. So make you recharge 200 naira and above. Make you for the win. Ring Mobile.
Hello, entrepreneurs, business owners, and organizations. KUFM 92.7 has an impressive and constantly expanding number of followers online. You can now advertise your goods and services on KUFM's social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
affordable rates. Call 0703 109 4612 or 0806 530 5657 or 0802 232 7191 or visit our marketing office, top floor, Enterprise Foundation Building, number 62, Ihama Road, GRA, Benin City. KUFM, your business partner.
Welcome back to Sports Fiesta live on 92.7 KFM. Benin City with me, Sani Ibrahim, the sports representative, and Egosa Bekan, the sports maestro. Okay, two big names are going to be missing from Team Ineos at the Tour de France. Yes, one of them is Chris Froome and the other is Geraint Thomas. Chris Froome has won the Tour de France 4 times and Geraint Thomas won it in 2018. The team is going to be focusing on last year's winner Egan Bernal and 2019 Giro Italia victor Richard Carapaz. So for Chris Froome, he has been struggling for form since he suffered a horrific crash about a year ago, and they said that he needs a little bit longer to get to the highest level. Well, the team had even announced that he will be leaving. Chris Froome will be leaving Team Ineos at the end of the current season, and so he would, however, lead the team at the Vuelta a España that's coming up later in the year, while Geraint Thomas will lead the team at Giro d'Italia. At least they are still showing respect to two of these legendary guys. And of course, if you don't know, the 3 biggest cycling events in the world are one, the Vuelta a España, then we have the Giro d'Italia. Of course, the biggest of them all is the Tour de France.
Yeah, good one. That's they gave him that respect, though they want him to have some rest and be fully fit before returning to the tracks. But I think the 35-year-old has done a whole lot, and even if he's going to leave them at the end of this current season, I know that he will want to live on a high. He will want to also deliver as a leader. So leading them out, at the Vuelta a España in October, I'm sure Chris Froome, how good he is when it comes to riding when it comes to cycling. So I'm sure he's going to give his all before saying goodbye to Team Ineos. It's good that somebody who has been in form will have to lead them at the Tour de France. The Vuelta a España has been given to him for him to lead. Then have the other guy, Thomas, who will do so at the Giro d'Italia. I'm sure at the end of the day, if Chris not taken or if others are free to come to the party to really compete, it could just be Team Ineos runners that will, Team Ineos rather as a team that will win the Tour de France, then Giro d'Italia and Vuelta a España, because they've got quality riders who make up the Team Ineos. Fantastic one for them. But for Ben Regner to lead them, I think they are seeing, or rather looking at him as somebody who has what it takes to lead the team and also come back with a victory. So for me, they have that belief in these 3 guys, so that's why they have to dedicate different tournaments to them for them to lead. So kudos to all of them, and I just wish all of them the best at the end of all the races.
I'm still talking wheels, but of course this time we're talking about the fastest wheels in sport, so Formula 1. And all 10 teams, they have signed up to the new Concord Agreement, which is going to govern Formula 1 from 2021 to 2025. The contract, which sets out the commercial terms of the sport, was first introduced in 1981. Ferrari, McLaren and Williams, they announced their support for the reverse terms on Tuesday, while the other 7 constructors, they have now followed suit. World champions Mercedes, they had reached an impasse with Formula 1 over the new proposals, but all these have now been resolved. The new deal is designed to end what many consider to be an unfair revenue system, whereby the top teams earn disproportionately more prize money than the other clubs, and many say, look, this is creating disparity in the competitiveness. It's handing advantage to constructors like Mercedes, Ferrari, and Red Bull, and that's why almost all the time you find these three teams. Well, Mercedes largely, then you expect Ferrari to be next before Red Bull, although we've seen from this season that it is Mercedes, Red Bull. Ferrari is even nowhere to be found at the moment. So now, with what they are going to do, with the way they are going to be sharing the prize money, it's going to be a bit more balanced. Yeah, so one side it will not be lopsided, where Ferrari, Mercedes, and Red Bull gets the lion's share, with, of course, Mercedes being the highest earners.
Yeah, it's good. When you have a comfort agreement like this, I think it really helps, and especially when you look at this season that has been affected, by the coronavirus pandemic. All the constructors, they all have staffs that they pay. They all, so they all suffered from the same virus, that has ravaged the world. So when it comes to, payments like this, I think it's good. Let's say, for instance, you give Mercedes as a constructor, you give them like 100 million, for instance. Then maybe Ferrari 80, then Red Bull, for instance, 60. Then the rest can also be having like 40, 50, 45, just like that. Then for a team like Mercedes having 100, then the next one 80. Then you have, after the 10th one, they now have the others having 10, 20, and 15. It looks as if they are not, competitors. And just because of the dominance of Mercedes and Ferrari, and now Red Bull also trying to catch up with them, doesn't mean that others are not also spending. They are spending. It's just that the Mercedes, they've got the best drivers, and that is the reason why they are winning most of the races, and also going along with the championship at the end of the year. But when it comes to money, they all spend money the same way, have staffs and all that. Even when the pandemic started, some of them were laying off staffs and all. So it's not really fair. But right now that they have not signed the agreement, I think they have looked at it that, okay, it is better this way. So I think this is one way of moving Formula 1 forward.
Well, some of them have complained before that the way they share the revenue is giving an advantage to others. But Toto Wolff, who is the principal of Mercedes, he had previously complained that his team is going to be the biggest victim in terms of revenue loss. So maybe they were earning, let's say, 100 million at the end of every season before. Perhaps, or I don't know, we've not really seen the details. Maybe now from this new deal, they'll be earning about 60 million. So that's what they were complaining about. Well, you had the deputy team principal of Williams, Claire Williams. She said that this next era, what they are going to start from 2021, that it is going to be characterized by closer and more exciting racing as a result of the new platform of regulation, which is going to include more equitable revenue distribution and a first ever cost cap for Formula 1. Yes, and that's another thing that they've done. They are going to put a max on spending, just like a financial fair play that you have in football. So let's see if this is what has been denying other clubs the opportunity to really excel. Now that they've made some adjustment, let's see if they can really catch up to Mercedes. All right, let's look at boxing now before we come back to football. Well, we hear that Anthony Joshua will gladly take on Dillian Whyte. That will be the second fight between both British boxers. If for some reason Tyson Fury drops the WBC title, and you may be wondering, why would Tyson Fury drop the WBC? Well, what is happening right now is that on Saturday, Dillian Whyte is going to fight against Alexander Povetkin. Yeah. So everything would be in order if Dillian Whyte beats Alexander Povetkin. But if Povetkin beats Dillian Whyte, then it means that Dillian Whyte will no longer be the #1 contender for the WBC title. And you know that Tyson Fury's next fight is against Deontay Wilder. Yeah, that's the guy he's supposed to fight next. Then he's supposed to have 2 fights against Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua himself has a fight against Kubrat Pulev. So all this thing, the next fights, the big fights, will depend on these guys winning their next fight. So if Dillian Whyte beats Alexander Povetkin on Saturday, yeah, he is in contention. He will be waiting for the mandatory fight against Tyson Fury. But that will depend on Tyson Fury beating Deontay Wilder. So what may happen is this, and you know, Tyson Fury has already signed a 2-fight deal to take on Anthony Joshua, who is the IBF, WBA, and WBO champion. So if Tyson Fury wins his fight against Deontay Wilder, so he still remains the champion, then you have Dillian Whyte beating Alexander Povetkin, so he's supposed to take on Tyson Fury. Yeah, but Tyson Fury might feel that he will want to have a more lucrative fight, which will be taking on Anthony Joshua. So because of that, and Mauricio Suleiman has already said that they are going to strip him of the title. As WBC will strip him of the title if he doesn't fight against Dillian Whyte, who is the mandatory challenger. So what Tyson Fury might do will be, instead of taking on Dillian Whyte and then having to go fight Anthony Joshua, he might say after beating Deontay Wilder, he is vacating the title of WBC champion, so that if when that happens, Dillian Whyte would be crowned champion. That's what the WBC have said. If Dillian Whyte wins, because right now Dillian Whyte is the interim champion, so if he wins his fight against Alexander Povetkin, he remains interim champion. So if Tyson Fury decides not to fight against him because he wants to go and fight Anthony Joshua, they're going to declare Dillian Whyte the WBC champion. They will declare him the substantive WBC champion. So in that situation, Anthony Joshua might now agree to fight against Dillian Whyte, before going to take on Tyson Fury. Yeah, so that's the thing. But Tyson Fury could just, okay, no problem, after beating Deontay Wilder, it's not guaranteed that he's going to beat Anthony. I'm just saying, let's assume that he beats Deontay Wilder, so he remains the WBC title holder. And Dillian Whyte beats Alexander Povetkin on Saturday, and the WBC says, look, this guy has waited for such a long time. You must fight him. He is our next mandatory challenger. So Tyson Fury says, oh, I cannot fight this guy. I have to go and take on Anthony Joshua. I've already signed a 2-fight deal. So Anthony Joshua, if he wins his own next fight against Kubrat Pulev, will now decide to fight against Dillian Whyte the second time to unify it. So whatever happens, the winner of that fight will now go on to take on Tyson Fury, because even if Tyson Fury is not with any belt, his fight is going to generate big bucks. So
because he wasn't beaten.
Yeah, so that's what and this is coming from, otherwise we'll just have ignored it, but it is coming from Eddie Hearn, who promotes both Anthony Joshua and Dillian Whyte.
Yeah, I think it's good. You have to give Dillian the chance to fight for the WBC. He has been around for a very long time, and he is ready to fight this time. Yes, there's a hurdle, in front of him. If he's able to beat this hurdle, talking about his a challenger right now, Povetkin, then that will give him the chance to fight for the WBC title, or be given the title if Tyson Fury refuse to fight. So for me, I think it's possible to have these two guys fight again, because at some point I was thinking, would Anthony Joshua even think of fighting Dillian Whyte before, because they've met before, though the fight was really tough, but he won over Dillian Whyte. But it's boxing. It is possible. If you can have 2-3 fights, then why not have 2 after a very long time? So it depends on how WBC wants it. I think it's really good this way. If not, I think Dillian will just be around the corner for for a longer period, because it will look as if he's not worth fighting for the ABC. But he has been there, and these guys have been going, round and round. So I think it's better for Eddie Han, now that he has opened up, and also for Suleiman, who is the WBC president. It's good that they come together to see how Dillian will have a shot. Yes, if he's beaten, then it will now be open to us that yes, he has been looking for that title. Now he has got the chance, but he just fluffed the chance. So for me, I think that would be better for everyone, because for now, Dillian will feel, I've been denied the time to fight and all that. So for me, I think it's good. Let's see how things will pan out.
But let's not forget that we also have Alexander Usyk, who is the mandatory challenger for Anthony Joshua's WBO belts. But everyone has also said, well, Anthony Joshua might even have to drop one belt to unify the division. That is, if Alexander Usyk, for instance, if he wins his next fight, I think he's taking on, is it Andre Chisora now? So if he's able to win his next fight and he's still the mandatory challenger, he might insist that, okay, I'm not going to allow Anthony Joshua to fight those two fights against Tyson Fury. I want to come in. So even this fight that we're talking about, Anthony Joshua versus Dillian White, just in case Tyson Fury decides to drop the belts, but of course he will come back for the belt later. You could have Kubrat Pulev, Alexander Usyk saying, look, I have also waited, so it is my turn to have this a shot at the title. But we'll have to wait and see how things will go. Alright guys, okay, before we start taking your calls, let's study this. I would not have the much details there, but we hear that on the 2021, which now of course will be the 2022 Africa Cup of Nations World Cup qualifiers, the Super Eagles of Nigeria, they were set to play against Sierra Leone, 2 back-to-back games. We learned that those matches will now be November 9 and November 17. Okay, that's what we hear will happen with the Super Eagles. But as I said, not more details yet. As soon as we get them, we will let you know what is going on with your Super Eagles as they try to qualify for the 2022. What is the 2021 Africa Cup of Nations, which will be played in 2022. Okay, you can join us now. Call us on 070-6263-9275 or 090-3939-4427. You can also reach us on 081-2178-9154. Hello.
Hello.
Thank you, welcome. Good evening now.
Good evening, Danjuan.
Look, you've got to speak up or you move away from where you are. Can barely hear you.
Elvis from Lucky Way. Go ahead, Elvis.
I would say big thank you to
Elvis, you've got to speak up. Or you, please call us back. We can't hear you. Hello. Good evening. Okay, thank you. Okay, guys, sorry, we need to go on this quick break. We'll be right back. Please don't go anywhere.
Today to win up for the 9 mobile Mega Millions promo. 90 people go hammer 1 million naira every day for 90 days. 4 people go win smartphones every hour, every day. The one wey sweet me pass here, now the 10 million naira grand prize. If you no be 9 mobile customer, move, come our site or buy a new line. In addition to the plenty millions and smartphone, we go summer you with free 1 gigabyte plus 500 naira airtime instanta plus up to 100% data bonus for 1 full year. So make you recharge 200 naira and above. Make you for the win.
Ring Mobile.
Them talk say, not by the way body they scratch person, 9% scratcher sense. Them talk say to peace no hard, but foul no feet, word. From north to south, east comes west. For this state, our eyes don't open this ground past here. But they observe the matter all around. See good governance, not be by ground beast, not be by chop finish big teeth, not be by preach finish for pulpit, come the wrong hypocrisy for street. But for inside belay the first spark. Because reason matter well. The true intention of every good leader now to make the common man feel like stars. And for those states, we don't understand this one as facts. Say, but we know Baseki, we need good governance for start. Vote Godwin Obaseki, vote PDP.
When I see any MTN vendor, I know say I fit ask for MTN VTU. MTN VTU not be the name again, no. The name no be VTU again. Yes, so MTN topic now the new name. But no worry, you still fit buy data, credit, and even their our bundles when you on top MTN network. Just find MTN retailer and you go there alright. With MTN topic, recharge and JJ. No need to waste your time on top scratching recharge card. Make you no go scratch your big joy. MTN topic no go fail you at all. And you fit recharge as low as 1 naira. So therefore, next time you want buy credit of any amount, ask for MTN topic. Oh ho! Your credit don't finish, abi? Oh, you run go topic, jar. Make yourself begin enjoy better thing.
Everywhere you go, MTN.
Alright, welcome back to the show. Let's head back to the phone lines. Hello?
Hello, sir. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, welcome. Good evening. Stanford. Apart from the 2 players that they've signed, they're interested in some others, but that's okay. We hope that in the next couple of days they'll tell us some things, but for now, that's what's happening.
Hello, good evening, Oga Sali and Oga Ibosa.
Good evening.
Yeah, this is Kingsley Gizo, coming from Moloko.
Good evening.
Double K.
Yeah, I remember one day I told you guys that when I come out with silence with the coach and then it was all confirmed there. I'm just having mixed feeling because considering his successes considering he has not been a success at God level. So I'm just having this mixed feeling that I might be under disaster in the meeting because as accounting and as empathy he never actually performed to how we wanted him to perform. One of the things that is a big problem now, this woman should not afford to make any mistakes. And I don't will be giving his position as the holding midfielder. And Baka needs to totally overhaul their squad because their squad is aging. And thank God that Huda have been taken out because I'm showing how you sell a 23-year player and bring in a 32-year Pjanic. And it's not supposed to be like that. And then Baka should still go back to La Masia. La Masia remains the breeding ground where talents have been harnessed and made by with the police monsters. So with academy La Masia, the Baka should go back to their academy and bring out the best players. For example, the team should be giving all the people to operate in the midfield. I think that has made Xavi and Iniesta combined together. So I'm not saying that Koeman will be better. I pray that he succeeds with Barcelona and hopefully next year he will win the Champions League. Thank you.
Alright, thank you. 070-6263-9275, 39394427 Hello. Good evening, welcome. Alright. Insurance. Yeah, but nothing. No, you know their league now was since been cancelled, so nothing yet. As soon as they start, we'll let you know. Well, what? We were top of their group before they start, but they've cancelled that league. Everything is cancelled, so they are going to restart from the beginning. But after 5 matches, they were actually top of their group. Okay. Yes. Which is your team? We should be talking about Mendel Insurance. We've just told you that. Which one is we are only talking about Manchester United and Arsenal? Hello. Welcome. Good evening. Good evening. Nothing yet. Someone called earlier and we told him now. So there's nothing with Chelsea for now. Okay. All right. Okay. Hello?
Hello?
Please turn down the radio. Hello?
Hello?
Please walk away from your radio or turn it down. We greet you too. Okay.
You took a very tough coach to put our things together. Number one, for the dressing room, because that dressing room now, and when dressing room cut already, result they have to come. And then we start going back corner. With Messi and other corporate players, and this is come down. So making this is our experience before. You know what to do and to bring result come out. But for Chelsea, the Chelsea know the trouble. Give us a good sign. This guy you know what maybe I'm going to that player. Especially the keeper at the defense side. Because very September 12 and then the thing will come. League will start. So maybe I try to give us a good signing. And I do it.
Hello.
Good evening.
Good evening. Welcome. Chinedu, great to have you. Would they talk now? Which one be this? Okay. Okay. You know how COVID they take the spread. Those countries when you they talk, now advanced countries they talk about and then get everything there. So if we just use that one and say okay, make we do them and then things begin happen, we will still blame the people that are allowed for sports to take place. Well, we still have the same argument. At least now people are even saying schools should reopen, and now they are allowing them to write exams. When religious houses were closed, people complain, but you guys go to the market and all that. that now you people are doing politics, there are rallies everywhere, so why can't we also sport and everything? Well, okay, but when you compare to other countries, know the advancements of those countries, so know where them don't reach before we. I mean, what you've been saying you never see a recharge card. Now when you don't see them, you not tell us say you don't see them. Hello. Good evening and welcome.
Good evening, my brother. You're welcome.
Okay, welcome. Manu. Okay. As at the time that they buy those players, they expect say the players will come, they'll come catch fire, play well, but unfortunately, you know, work for them. That no mean say the players where them buy no good or make them stop to the buy expensive players. How much Manchester United spent to get Marcus Rashford, Mason Greenwood? These are the players where they develop. So they develop many young players now.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. And if they want anybody that comes for Rashford now would pay less than 60-70 million. Yeah. You come from Mason Greenwood, the same thing. Yeah, so Manchester United have actually developed some young players. One more call, then we'll look at the text messages. Okay. Hello?
Hello, good evening, the sport maestro and the Bracadabra of sport.
Welcome.
This Smith.
This is DJ Smith. That's from good job.
So let's look at the text messages. Good evening, sirs. My name is Thomas. That scholar must be new because you guys talk about Nigeria League and Bendel Insurance than any other league. Okay, thank you. This one says, good evening, Mr. Abracadabra and Maestro. I remember when Arsene Wenger criticized the amount at which clubs were paying for players. Everybody said he was a stingy coach. 120 million for Sancho is way too much. It's not like he was the best player in the Bundesliga. Man United should forget about him. Jefferson from St. Celia. What about Ousmane Dembele, Kylian Mbappe, Neymar, and the rest of them? Well, as Wenger said, the problem with Arsene Wenger was that almost every player he was saying it was too expensive. I'm like, if you know one by others one by now, that's what happens in the marketplace.
But he ended up signing those.
Yeah, when he saw that he would never win a trophy again if he didn't spend money, he started bringing out money to sign some very expensive players at that time. I don't understand 120 million euros for Sancho that just started his career. How much did Madrid sell Cristiano Ronaldo to Juventus? This guy was 99 million pounds, but he was 33 at that time. So Sancho is 20. So anybody buying, you use him for at least the next 10 years. You know, you may not need to sign another player in that position. So when you consider it in the long run, it's maybe is worth it. Sancho's small rich. He won dear pass Baba Ronaldo. Man United leave Sancho and go for another player. God bless you, Elvis from Lucky. Well, as said, you need to consider the age of the player and the fact that he is English, and that again might might be one of the reasons why Borussia Dortmund are being very tough with Manchester United. Greeting sportsmen, please. Who is the longest served? Okay, let me answer this your question yesterday. Good evening, men of sports. A big congratulations to PSG and Neymar. Fantastic. PSG will win this Champions League from Barcelona. Universe because of the Miami Good day, sportsmen. It is clear that some people will see the truth, but they will not take it. Oga Ibrahim, you said yesterday no Barca player bots that are doing better than the La Masia players. Fati is doing well than Griezmann, majority of them. But okay, we don't like you talking to other people on the show. So you mentioned somebody's name, but I'm going to leave that out. Guys, it's like you are not doing anything about. Okay, winner from Mugida. No, that's not true. We hope to resolve the problem very soon, but it's not really in our hands. But we're still trying to see what we can do about it. Okay, Brian, PSG beat a German club last night 3-0, and I bet you Bayern Munich is going to seek revenge by beating another French team tonight 6-0. Mark my word, Ronaldo Jr. from Ekboma. It's only a couple of hours away.
Yeah.
We'll see. Okay, Ibrahim, what is happening to Manchester United? Don't they want to sign players? Sure, they have been pursuing one player, Sancho. Aren't there other players? It's only rumors we've been hearing. Dembele, Dybala, Grealish, Chilwell, no concrete news. Try. Only God will save us. This from Luckyway. Di Maria is the head of that PSG team. If not for him, I wonder if PSG will have won that match. Neymar looked like Vinicius Junior of Madrid. Keep missing chances up and down. Good day, guys. Barcelona fans will begin to hate anything related to Bayern Munich. Okay, use 2 and 8. Hello, guy Brian. I wonder how Gigi Buffon will be feeling. We know he is still looking for the Champions League trophy. Last season he joined PSG. Okay, I'm sure you mean now that PSG has gone. He left them, came back maybe because Ronaldo is at Juventus and he thought that they will be able to win. Now PSG are in the final. Sometimes it happens like that. Good evening, wonderful men of sports. You guys are really wonderful. Please update me about Chelsea transfer. Sonny Star from Aya. We read what we have. I think the next signing is going to be a Harvest. But we also hear that they're interested in Ben Chilwell, in a goalkeeper and all that. But for now, nothing. Good evening, wonderful men of sports. Okay, repeated message. Good day, sports guys. Congrats to PSG for winning their game yesterday. Although I wanted them to lose, so I had to bet with my brother, and that led to no food for me this morning. Well, it's alright. Tonight I'm supporting Bayern to win their game because of Lewandowski. Okay. All right. Those are the messages that we can talk. We'll see you tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. But stay tuned. KU News break is up at 5. See you. My name is Sally Ibrahim. I've been there next week. I will say bye-bye.
KUFM.
Tell them I don't see your heart. Tell me say love not this. Tell them say I love you like that. Some people them they call me a look. Others them call me bloody fool. My friends they won't call me moo. Cause I'm in love with you. No, I don't know what to use, but I know no one don't care. And if that you do, they do. So long as I only need they do. International baby boo, you be my mountain and with you. Boy, I love you, it's true. You be the only one I want to do. You are my friend, my love. Oh, I love you like that. Make you no break my heart to what.
Newsbreak on KU 92.7 FM, Benin City. First, the headlines. MCC commences probe on Godswill, Akpabio and Ponte. Enugu First Lady sensitizes wives of any years. On today's Extra Voices, secondary schools reopen for exam classes as students struggle to adjust after COVID-19 break. On entertainment, Tiwa Savage releases track list for a new album. Details of this and more after this break. I'm Benjamin Kadiri. Economic and Financial Crimes Commission says it has launched an investigation into the Minister of Niger Delta Affairs, Godswill Akpabio, and the acting Managing Director of the Niger Delta Development Commission, Professor Kemi Bonde. The FCC said this in an invitation letter addressed to a group, Foundation for True Freedom and Good Governance. Finance Section, Adebayo Adeniyi, is dated August 14, 2020. The EFCC revealed that it was indeed probing the NDDC and called on Adeoju to come to clarify some of the allegations. Now to some political reports. The Edo State First Lady, Betsy Obaseki, on Wednesday met with wives of Enigies in the state to sensitize them on the need to re-elect the candidate of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, the governor of Edo State, Godwin Obaseki, in the September 19th governorship election. The meeting follows a series of engagements between the First Lady and the different women groups in the state to ensure the re-election of Governor Obaseki. Speaking during an interactive session with the Enigies wives, the governor's wife asked them to judge as mothers whether it is in the best interest of the people to mortgage the future of the state and to satisfy a few people, and whether the state has not fared better in the past 3.5 years under Governor Obaseki. She further stated that the people get the government they deserve and that now is the time for the people of Edo State to stand for good governance. Many persons were reportedly injured when hoodlums attacked the secretariat of the Social Democratic Party in Idare town, Idare local government area of Ondo State, on Tuesday evening. The hoodlums were said to have stormed the secretariat while a meeting of the party members was ongoing. The incident happened 4 days to the local government election in the state. According to an eyewitness, the hoodlums, numbering about 20, stormed the secretariat with dangerous weapons and beat up members of the party during the meeting. Out of the 1,822,346 registered voters in Ondo State, only 1,478,460 voters are expected to participate in the October 10 governorship election. This is because 372,888 permanent voter cards were yet to be collected. Ondo State President Electoral Commissioner Dr. Rufus Akeju, who stated this in Akure, said the owners of the PVCs refused to collect despite several appeals and awareness for them to collect them. One of the buildings in the palace of Ooni of Ife, Oba Adeyeye Ogunwusi, has been gutted by fire. Administrative Officer of Osun State Fire Service, Fatai Aremu, who confirmed the incident, said men of the agency have been deployed there to put out the fire. Nigerian traders operating in Ghana on Wednesday visited the Foreign Affairs Ministry in Abuja to protest the locking up of their shops in Ghana. The protesters, who carried placards with various inscriptions of their grievances, held the protest peacefully under the watch of policemen. Leader of the group, Nze Onka, said the traders were running out of patience because they have waited for 7 years for the Nigerian government to intervene, but to no avail. He explained that the plight of Nigerians doing business in Ghana was reaching a boiling point and could degenerate to a point where Nigerians will become subject of xenophobic attacks if the issue is not dealt with. KFM News continues right after this break. Stay with us.
Bless you.
This not the time of bless you. This season when we say coronavirus, so they show itself for the world there. Now time to use tissue paper or handkerchief. Take cover your mouth or nose when they cough or sneeze. This is not time to always wash your hands. Use hand sanitizer where it contain better alcohol. This is not time to give ears as an avoid me. Give me space to any person where they cough or sneeze. This is not time to protect yourself or neighbors from sickness. So if you notice anything, sharp, carry yourself for the person go hospital or call this number free of charge. You're not going to collect money for your hand. That is toll-free number for 080 0026 7662. 080 0026 7662. The first to bring this other number for 080 09 70 00 010. Remember, say life now says coronavirus not the show for Facebook and person with their life. We will carry first to this message from KUFM 2.7.
School Certificate Examination, WAS, took off on Monday after several months of delay. How does it feel for students, teachers and other stakeholders who now struggle with the new reality? Details on our Extra Voices. Stay tuned.
In the ever-revolving world of news, one story becomes extinct the moment another major story breaks.
Market women don't know whether they be anything.
On KUFM's Extra Voices, the story never dies. It just takes on a new life.
Market women,
there's no water in the house. The toilet is not good.
We don't have any fashion in APC.
We bring you new angles and fresh perspectives to every story, no matter how old or remote.
There are a lot of educated people that are involved in politics nowadays.
We go a little beyond the surface to get you those extra details ignored in the rush for the news.
Now bridge, now we take the enters.
So one guy for inside.
We go beyond the lines to bring extra voices, not just for those making the stories.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
But for those affected by the stories.
I've lost one bag of rice, documents.
So it's a real disaster.
With Extra Voices, we add new flavor to give fresh perspective and taste to an old story. Extra Voices airs every Wednesday and weekends on KUFM's major news bulletins.
After several months of contemplation, the federal government finally granted permission to schools to reopen and conduct the West African Senior School Certificate Examination, WASC. The long hold was as a result of the shutdown that followed the coronavirus pandemic. In this edition of Extra Voices, Nosakai Uwadai highlights the journey to school reopening and how students and education stakeholders are adjusting to the demand of new reality in the sector.
The federal government of Nigeria ordered the reopening of schools for students effective 4th of August in preparation for the West African Senior School Certificate Examination. Some states of the Federation, including Edo State, could not resume that day following their inability to meet the guidelines set by the Presidential Task Force on COVID-19. The Permanent Secretary, Edo State Ministry of Education, Stella Imaswe, said they needed time to put the precautionary measures on ground before school reopening.
Although the federal government said 4th of August, but we need time to put these precautionary measures on ground before we allow our children to go to school.
Even as state government plans to put things in proper shape, the chairman of School-Based Management Committee, Emotan College, Benin City, Pa Unamure Izedon, is not happy with the state of the college.
I don't feel too comfortable because since they have been at home, the school has been under the hoodlums. No doors, no fence, nothing to protect the school. As a girls' school, they need to be given some facilities like a toilet, water system, and everything to ease themselves. All these things should be provided by the Ministry of Education.
What is the community doing about this development?
The community, we wrote a beautiful letter to the Ministry of Education and the copy sent to the governor. They sent the contract. The contractor came here, he said he was ready to do the job, but no fund.
In a swift reaction, the permanent secretary faulted the committee for not doing their job.
The essence of school-based management committee is for them to assist government in ensuring that the schools in their neighborhood is well taken care of. They should own the school as their own in terms of ensuring that even that teachers go there to teach well, in terms of ensuring that the facilities on ground are well taken care of, and even in terms of security.
On 10th of August, students of both private and public schools who enrolled for the certificate exams resumed after 4 months of schools shut down.
I feel very happy because me and some of my classmates, or rather all my classmates, were going to write our final examination, our SSC.
Stella Maris Imaswe explained efforts of government so far.
Most importantly is to ensure that they observe the COVID-19 protocol for the safety of the children while in school. That schools must have the infrared thermometer, they must have their running water with which the children will wash their hands and soap. They should also have sanitizers, and most importantly, all of them should wear their face masks.
Upon resumption, KUFM's Extra Voices crew gathered that many of the students across public and private schools were not wearing face masks or observing the physical social distancing.
You know, children the way they are. Some of them will even put it in their pocket, just the way some adults do. They all have face masks. Government provided for them, and some on their own.
The management of internally displaced persons camp at Uogwa community said their children who enrolled for the exams have been studying in preparation for the senior school exams.
To mandate the children, those in SCT classes, to make sure they read their books every day. They concentrate and get prepared for the exam.
Private School Owners Association of Nigeria in Edo State decried the short period granted students to prepare for the senior school certificate exams.
I am Emmanuel Ohiselache. 2 weeks is too short for the students to reacclimatize to school environment and prepare effectively for WAEC examination, and to avoid mass failure, that there should be extension of time for revision. But while we were waiting for that to settle down, we heard the announcement that resumption is now 10th.
But students expressed mixed feelings.
It's going to be short actually, but it will be enough. Most of my classmates now, most of them have not been reading, so they'll need some extra lectures from our teachers.
Although calling us back to school for our exam, it was shocking to us because we thought school end this year till next year before we resume. But to our surprise, we resumed very early and started the exam so fast. I did right well.
Okate Omo Orowome is vice principal of Western Boys High School, Benin City.
Enrolled 124 students. Western Boys High School, being what it is known for, we don't believe in malpractice. We have actually prepared the children, and I'm 100% sure that they will not disappoint us.
While the West African Examination Council, the organizers of the West African Senior School Certificate Examination, commenced the exercise as scheduled, the permanent secretary, Ministry of Education, Edo State, advised parents and students this way.
They shouldn't use somebody else's mask. They shouldn't drink from another person's water bottle. They should also ensure that they wash their hands from time to time. And they shouldn't stay in a crowded place where there are too many people.
The secretary of the Nigerian Union of Teachers, Edo State Wing, Mike Modesty Itua, asked all the authorities concerned to do the needful to avoid any form of disaster in the ongoing works.
No, we must ensure that the needful is done so that we don't regret it.
With the shaky start of the exams, some stakeholders have predicted mass failure of students following poor preparation of students. The exam, which began on Monday, 17th of August 2020, will end on Saturday, 12th of September 2020. For KUFM's Extra Voices, Nusa Hai Wadiai.
Coming up in a moment on our entertainment news, Tiwa Savage releases track list for new album, Celia. Let's start on some news break on K92.7 FM. On entertainment news, Nigerian singer Tiwa Savage has announced her new album, Celia, billed to be released on 20th of August 2020. The 12-track album will feature Davido, Nairo Marley, Sam Smith, Stefflon, Hamza, and Dai Sales. The announcement came via her social media platforms. It was supported by Kuruba and Dangerous Love. Purported singles like 49.99, Shota, Oromida, and Attention didn't make the album. When she hosted a listening party for her single, 49.99 in 2019, she said she will release her album in the first quarter or second quarter of 2020. While the album has not been released yet, it looks on tracks for her projection. Gospel singer Osinachi Joseph, popularly known as Sinach, has been nominated in 3 categories, including the biggest song category of the Dove Awards 2020 in the United States, with her hits track, Waymaker. The lyrical song, which has received plausible reviews, was nominated Song of the Year, Spanish Language Recorded Song of the Year, and Worship Recorded Song of the Year. Both awards organized by the Gospel Music Association, United States. And that's the news. But before we go, a quick recap of the headlines. EFCC commences probe on Godswill Akpabio and Punjai. Edo First Lady sensitizes wives of Enigis. On today's Extra Voices, secondary schools reopen for exam classes as students struggle to adjust after COVID-19 break. Do remember that the continued unity of Nigeria is a collective responsibility. Be sure to play your part. Coronavirus is real. Wash your hands regularly with soap and running water. Use your face mask while in public places. Stay safe. KFM News Break was produced by Masakai Wajai. I am Benjamin Kaduri, saying thanks for listening. Good evening.
Everybody wants to know more of this and more of that.